Hey, Dex here. Welcome back to part 2 of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is the Kwoloks Hollow area of the game that we're going to go through on this particular video of part 2 of our walkthrough. As with the last one, we're not going to go for any collectibles or anything like that. I'm just purely going to show you how to make your way through the game so that if you get stuck at any point, we can clearly show you where you need to go. And by we, I mean solely me. I'm not sure why I said we, if I'm all honest. Anyway, when you start Kwoloks Hollow, you'll be in this area here, where the gimmick of this level really is that you have these frog tongues that you can shoot with your arrow. They'll stick the tongue out and you can use that particular area as a bridge. So the first thing you want to do is make your way up to the top of this area by obviously climbing these tongues, then jumping on to the different platforms, moving across. We're going to get to a lever, or lever, depending on where you're from, and that lever is going to allow us to lower the water. Our end game is that we're going to go collect 2 new abilities, one being dash, one being head bash, and we're going to take out a boss in this walkthrough. And then once we've finished that, we should have finished Kwoloks Hollow and be set on a new mission to go to a new area. But anyway, on with what we're on to do at the moment, which is making our way to the bottom of Kwoloks Hollow, into this little, what we're going to call it, we're going to call it a ditch or a cave, or just plain a hole. Whatever it is, we're on our way down to the bottom of it. So now we've hit the bottom of the water again. Obviously we've got to go look for another lever. The way we do that is by hitting this frog to kind of make our way partial of the way through the jump. Then we want to reverse the frog's tongue to make our way onto this stick here, so we can carry on making our way onto the left hand side. Once you reach this part of the area, you will have a little mini puzzle where you need to open a mouth to advance. It's quite an easy puzzle. All you need to do is hit the frog at the top, which will stick its tongue out to pick up that rock. Then when it retracts the tongue, which it will do automatically, the rock will eventually fall. At which point you need to get the rock up that little platform that you can see on the left. So the way we're going to do that is by sticking the frog on the left's tongue out, but leaving the one on the right down for now. Obviously you can take out that annoying little fly enemy if you want. Again, I apologise for the lag. I mentioned this on the first video, but that's just with me having an original Xbox still. Apparently there are lag issues, which will hopefully be fixed soon, but you'll probably have the same issues with me if you have an Xbox or an Xbox One S. I did mention this in the first one as well, but we do this on easy mode, just so we can get through the story as quickly and easy as we can, without having to worry about the combat element of the game. I know that's a big element of the game, and some people want to know the best strategies and things like that, but all we're purely talking through is how to get through the story so that you don't get stuck on anything. Anyway, you'll have seen that we've now got past this little rock puzzle. It wasn't that difficult, but if you did get stuck on it, that is how you do it. Then you're going to push the rock onto this little switch, which is going to open up the next area. Technically, what we did at the start, we should have got a different route to get the first frog, but that doesn't matter. However we get the frog, that's just as long as we get it, that's all that matters. So we've now hit another rivet again, same as last time. We're still looking for a lever to drop the water, which is going to be located on the left hand side of this area. Once we finish this little mini area, we'll drop the water again. There isn't much of a puzzle to this one. All you need to do is just be able to platform, just shoot the frog on the left, shoot the frog on the top, and then platform your way up onto the where you can see the lever, which is now available for you to see now in the top left of your screen. So that frog at the bottom is going to retract its tongue. You're going to jump up onto the one on the right. There we go, and then we'll do a nice little double jump, which will make our way to this area here, and we can now retract the water a little bit further down. I do believe that's the last time we track the water. I may be wrong. We may have 1 or 2 more to do, but I'm pretty positive that that's the last one. We do have one more lever to pull, and that's so we can make our way back to the main hole, which is where we started with before lowering the water. So here we go, make our way down. Don't go over to the right hand side like I did, you want to go over to the left. So hit that frog's tongue, we're going to jump onto it, and then we're going to make use of a big double jump, a big double jump. Once that tongue starts to retract, and you should just be able to make the edge of that rock. So we can jump off, pull the lever, and that allows us an exit back to the main path of the main hole as I was talking about before, so we can move further down and fall straight down this time. Obviously we're still going to keep using frog tongues because that is just the gimmick of Kwoloks. I probably butchered that one completely. I think we're calling this level Kwoloks Hollow, but I may completely have said that wrong. You never know. But it's the main gimmick of it basically, is these little frogs in their tongues. So we're going to continue to use these until we get to our dash. And then we get a head bash, and that's even different again. The frogs will completely disappear at that point. Now make sure you make that jump. It's not a difficult jump whatsoever, but I did manage to miss it because some of my platform can sometimes be a bit horrendous. There we go. Climb that frog's tongue, climb the next frog's tongue, and one more frog's tongue, and then we can make our way to the exit. Obviously making a little bit more of a climb. Now we're back to familiar territory. We can just keep heading right. Till eventually we hit to a familiar bit, which was originally blocked by the acid water, we'll call it. We can now fall all the way straight down. Obviously some of the enemies may have respawned. Feel free to take them out if you want. You don't need to, but feel free if you want. And there we are. This is where I mentioned before where we were back. And now we're just going to keep making our way down all of the way to the bottom, where we will find what I'm going to call a mini boss. It's basically a beetle which becomes just a normal enemy, but for now we'll call it a mini boss because it is the first time we will meet this beetle when we get to it, which will be very shortly. Just keep heading down, as far as we can go. Over to the right, and further down again. Just keep going down. You've got the lovely job and task of making your way all the way back up this area once we've got what we want. But as you can see, that door on the right is blocked, so we're going to have to go down again, and that's where we'll find the quotations mini boss of a beetle. All you need to do to defeat a beetle, you might have already worked this out, is just jump over it. He's going to be like a bit like a bull. He's going to keep running left to right, until he eventually tires out, and then you can take a couple of shots at it. It'll die. Although I did manage to mess this up, and he did manage to take me out for the first attempt at trying to get him, but I'm sure that won't happen to you, and you'll have enough health to take him out first try, as we will do this time. Well, we'll do the second try this time. Obviously we died the first time, but don't worry about that too much. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now slash it back, and that's him done. There's going to be, that's kind of a setup to the big boss that's coming up that we're going to do just before the end of us finishing this particular video, but I'll save that until we actually get to the boss. At this point we can pull that lever and open up the right hand side. So there's a little mini well here which is part of a mini quest. You can hit this one if you want. Not required, but it was literally right in front of us as we were passing it, so I thought I might as well hit it. But as I say, it's not required to actually hit that one, but you can if you want. At which point we want to make our way to the right hand side and unlock the dash once we fall down this area. The dash works in a way in that you when you jump, you can press RB and you will dash to the right hand side. So you can do a double jump and then dash, or you can jump once, dash and then do another jump. Most of the time the game recommends you doing a double jump first, then a dash. But like I say, you don't need to do that, you could just jump once, then dash. And try not to die the first time, because then boxes are going to squish you. So make sure you jump and dash through that area without taking damage. And that's what we want to do. So now comes the fun bit where you get to use your dash for the first time, where we're basically just going to be doing some platforming, trying to make our way all the way back up to the start. All the way back up to that very first frog that you shot with an arrow. Because just below that, well, if you go right from that frog, there is a door that we need to go through, but it's not something we need to worry about yet. Well, we will need to worry about it once we get up there, but for now all you want to do is make your way back up to where that frog was, using your brand new dashing ability. And there's another mess up jump. Please don't criticise my platforming in the comments. It can be a bit horrendous at times. Obviously at this point the game just wants to teach you how to use the dash mechanics, so it's quite obvious where you need to go. Again, at this point here you don't need to go to the right, but it was such an easy jump I thought I might as well pick it up as we're going along. Just keep climbing and climbing and climbing, and eventually we'll get to the top. Trust me, it does have an end eventually. And there's a guy you can talk to up there if you want to. Again, he's not part of the story, so you don't need to talk to him. But if you want to talk to him, he's there. Now, please, this is the part where I need you not to take the mick out of me, because this took me a good 4 times, I believe, to actually make this jump properly. And even when I make the jump, I fall down again. So just bear with me 2 minutes whilst we do this jump properly, because I just made it there and managed to fall down again. Now we're going to do the jump one more time, and I believe we still managed to fail it. Yep, still managed to hit the enemy. Then I think 4th time was lucky. Yeah, we took the enemy out, and we can jump up a bit more there. Luckily I didn't die. I would be fully ashamed of myself if I died at that point, because it's been such easy. But there you go. Now we're almost back up to where we want to be, to that very first frog. You can probably remember, like, recognise where we are at this point. Just keep climbing the frog tunnels, making your way back up top. And then that frog on the right was the very first frog. Now, we aren't going to go across that bridge yet. We will be in literally 2 minutes. But first of all, we've got to do this big, long, big jump with a dash. And then use your bow and arrow to hit the entrance to open up this area. Now, once we go through there, there's pretty much a boss in 2 minutes time. So make sure you recover yourself in that well. Don't just ignore the well that you can see there, because you have got a bit of a big boss to fight. Well, he's not a big boss, but he's a boss of this area anyway. Now you want to make your way back up to your very start point, shoot that frog, jump across, and enter the well. We'll talk about the boss and how to defeat him once we get to him. But at this point, like I say, just make sure you get your progress saved at the well and you get your health back up to full. It says it joins, it heals. There you go, press X to restore your life. It also saves your game, which is a nice little extra. And straight after that well, as you may have guessed it, that's when we come to the beetle boss. Now the beetle boss has 3 attacks in total. He has a jump attack, he has a flame attack, and he has a charge attack. So that was his flame attack. The way you avoid that is jump and dash. That was his jump attack. The way you avoid that is by jumping and dashing. And his third attack will be a charge attack, which we'll see in a second. The way you can damage him, you can do it on each jump. This is the, oh, that was the flame attack, which as you can see, you can jump and dash. Or he's going to do another jump attack. You might not get to see the dash at this rate. But what you want to do is, when he's doing a jump, you can take 1 or 2 hits out at him. That was his charge there. You wait at the very end of whichever side he's charging from, jump and dash underneath him. That's what you need to do. Now you put one more jump. You take 2 or 3 hits out at him. You do another jump. And I think that's it. That is the beetle taken care of. So there's no specific achievements for doing it in a certain way, but you will get an achievement individually for defeating that bug, which you won't see me popping because I already have unlocked it. Now make your way over to the right hand side and you'll be claiming your reward, which will be a new ability called Head Bash. Allow the enemy to destroy that bridge for you so you can make your way down. You will need this ability because you can't get to the next part without it. So make sure you make your way down to this big tree. You need to absorb the light and it will give you the head bashing ability. The head bashing ability I believe is LB. Yeah, LB. Whenever there's any projectiles, lanterns or anything similar, or enemies even, you just need to jump next to it, hold LB, point in the direction you want to go, pops you onto there, or send you that way. I did mess that up a bit because you need to use momentum to come back up. So right here there's going to be a gate that we can unlock. You can see that little lever up there. We are going to unlock it just because we can, but we don't actually need to go in the direction that it shows. Where it sends you isn't story related yet. It will be, but it's not quite yet. So pull it to open the gate, but don't bother going through that gate. Yeah, I mean you can, there is a little bit of stuff there to see, but it's nothing story related at this point. I think there's another ability you can pick up going down there, but it's not, as I have to repeat again, it's not something you need. So I had a quick look, nothing there. So I've cut that bit out and we're coming back to going on our way back up. Again, the game's pretty much just teaching you how to use the head bash ability when it's asking you to climb. It's pretty simple platforming. You want to go up to the left, not to the right. We'll make that right decision eventually. There we go. Now you're going to have a guy firing a projectile downwards at you. Make sure you stand in the right place so he targets you and doesn't hit the above like you did for me there. There we go. You want to make another jump up towards him. And you can either use him as a catapult if you want, or you can use one of his projectiles. Try not to get hit though. I see, my platforming is actually a nightmare. Now, if you want to go straight to the right, you can, or if you want to go up, there is some stuff to collect. I just quickly went and got it there, and got some orbs. And then managed to lose some life. So you need to go straight back to the light if you want to do that. And this is the end of Kwoloks Hollow. Kwoloks Hollow? Is that what we're going to call it? I still think that sounds wrong. But that is the end of that particular area. We will be going back through Kwoloks Hollow to advance in the story. But this is where I think I will leave part 2 off. So you will have the giant toad once the game realizes it doesn't need to freeze that you're going to talk to. At this point I'm going to end it, as I say though. I'll leave the video playing if you want to hear what he's got to say. If not, you can skip straight to part 3, which should be released in another day or 2, hopefully. But I hope this guide helped out for you. If it did, please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
You're not Miskila. Te sono moki, bila bogawa. No mo Kwolok, no mo Kwela. Moki dro Kwara, mano squar. She's more quasi. No maquerne boabor, wabawa. Nedroko doba, zomoze. Nemono, sofera quo. Nemonor, momoki noa. Otewi soa, oscora.
Ori? 今度欲しい点だ。Kurusisi anak kampora, kata ini kurusisi bagala.
Diwa sawe